Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
We are glad to welcome you in our Media Hub.
Thank you.
My name is Mikhail, and I have prepared a few questions for you today. Tell us a little about yourself. Where did you come from?
I came from Melbourne, Australia, and I have been in Kazakhstan for the last 3.5 years.
Okay. I would like to know about Jibek Jolly TV. How did they make a show about Kazakh culture in English come about?
Jibek Jolly TV is the channel that's broadcasting internationally, as far as I know, to 120 countries in a number of different languages. Okay, so the idea was to create a project that will uncover certain hidden pages of Kazakh history. Okay, so last year they invited me to be the host of the project and travel to different locations as we cover episode after episode. And things included Kazakh akuns, okay, the show business of the great steppe, Kazakh cuisine, and other things like that. So it was to give out, I guess, a more accurate image of Kazakhstan to the world.
What difficulties did you have during the film of your show?
Finding suitable locations, okay, because unfortunately Almaty region doesn't have a lot of places that are really like ethnic, okay, like you would have, yurts, and something that looks authentically Kazakh. So we had to travel quite far, to find places like that. I guess the other challenges were actually finding the stories, because it's always a creative process. You're looking for different stories and you're trying to understand, okay, which one would we choose to make the episode really effective? Okay, which one would have the value, the showbiz value, so to speak.
What are you proud of in your life?
What I'm proud of in my life, staying alive. I guess I'm proud of that. And I'm proud that I hope that all the students I had in my teaching career have found something of value in their experience with me. So that's like an assumption, that's a hope that it's out there. Okay.
Thank you for answer, and my classmate Daria also has some questions for you today.
Of course, sure, yeah.
Hello, Daniel. My name is Daria.
Hey, nice to meet you.
And I also have a few questions. What are your professional plans for the future?
My plans is to further, find ways to teach students in this country. Okay, teach them soft skills. Okay, teach them the skills of public speaking. All right, and critical thinking. Okay, and how to initiate change, how to make the world better.
Okay, who do you see yourself, let's say, in 10 years?
In 10 years,
yes.
I see myself a president. Okay, yeah. I see myself as in a managerial role in educational facility, just like this one, for example. Okay, where I can actually, design courses. I love designing courses and policies for the university of the 21st century, because I think that there's a lot of reforms that need to happen at a higher education level across the world, not just here.
Do you think that support of family and friends is important, is what a person does?
Of course, I think it's crucial that the family and your friends support what you do and they support your choices. I think especially for students like in their first year, when many of them feel unsure about what they have chosen, I think it's really important that their parents or their older siblings do encourage them to continue and keep pushing. Yeah, of course.
Okay, has your family supported you in your endeavors?
To be honest, not really. I went by myself, and I mean, I didn't really, I guess, needed that because I was inspired by the role models and I was inspired by the potential to change things, okay? So it was very much, in my case, an independent journey. But I do realize how important it is that you have that support, okay? It makes things a lot easier.
Okay, next questions. The modern world is a world closely connected with the media. How do you see journalism of the future?
There's a current trend in journalism that's called solution-based, okay? It's a journalism where every piece of content that you produce, you don't just tell people what's happening if it's a problem. You tell them how that problem can be solved or how that problem is being solved somewhere else at the moment, okay? That's what adds value to the news content. Because as you know, a lot of people are now suffering from information overload, okay? There's just too much information that you are, exposed once you pull out your smartphone, okay? So I think we need to go back to a certain type of censorship where we only publish content that actually has value, okay? You guys know what is a clickbait. Obviously, you study journalism, yeah? So things like clickbait, they should disappear, okay? There should not be things like clickbait at all in the future of media.
As a person who works with young people and answers the questions, what do modern students want?
What do modern students want? I think they want the same things that the students of our generation wanted, okay? Is to realize their potential, one thing comes to mind. I do a lot of social research, and recently I read a paper where there was a survey done internationally by Gallup. Gallup is a multinational organization that studies social trends. What they found is about 80% of people, once they hit their 30, okay, they're not really happy at their work. So that's an astronomical number, okay? 80% of us, once they hit 30, are feeling that that's not what they wanted to do when they were like 17, 18, okay? So I think it's important that at that crucial stage, when you're 17, 18, and as you go more into your older years, you don't break under the pressures of life and settle in for something, all right, that just gives you money. And you say, well, this gives me money, okay, I'll just sort of carry on, okay, and then see what happens in the future. Yeah? It's a lot harder to change your career or your job once you are over 30, okay, due to many factors. So the older you get, the harder it is. Yeah? So if you're going to be, pushing that away and saying, well, I'll fix that next year, okay, you're making it more and more difficult for yourself, okay? So I think it's important that you use these years at university, okay, as the years to experiment, okay, and put yourself into different situations, maybe stressful, but that's okay. You learn from stressful situations, okay?
You can give me some advice to our viewers, future journalists.
The future journalists. Yes, as I said, when you're creating any piece of content, you have to ask yourself, why am I publishing this piece? Why do I want people to see it or to read it? For what? What is the purpose? Okay? I have to say, I follow the news, regularly in the press. I would say more than half of all media content in the world now is rubbish. Okay? It's rubbish. Okay? It's not needed. People fill their brains with it. Okay? They get some hormonal effect for a few seconds, few minutes, then it disappears. Okay? It's basically like a drug addiction. Yeah? And you guys are drug dealers. Yeah? So you can give people vitamins or you can give them drugs. Okay, that's your choice and that's your responsibility.
Okay, thank you for the answer and your time. Thank you for the conversation.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.